Welcome everyone in today's Mitti Ke Rang ka session. Today we have amongst us Pooja Goel, who is the founder of Pink Collar Profession. Her organization helps women entrepreneurs with. Could you only tell us, Pooja, what your organization does so that our viewers will have a better idea about it rather than me?
Yeah, sure. So Pink Collar Professionals is an online platform. So the idea behind it is to empower small business women who have started their own, selling their own products or providing their own services. So, if we look at today's scenario, so the digital marketing and social media marketing is the main need. So unless you are present online, you are present digitally, customers won't be able to reach you. So behind. So we try to provide them the digital education. We try to provide them the platform where they can learn and they can improve their digital transformation journey. And that's how we help these women, small business women.
Great, that is really great. So everyone, this is Pooja Goel, and in case in the session you want to ask her any question related to digital marketing, personal branding, lead sales generation or anything, she is the expert in this, so you guys can openly ask her question. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sure. And
okay.
Is welcome.
Okay, so Pooja, let's begin with the session. As a child, do you have any story that you would like to share with us that has made you the person that you are today?
I have born and brought up in Delhi. So my father used to be a small business owner itself. He used to work in from Sadar Bazaar, Bhagdat Palace. He used to do a business. And also he used to tell me always if you work for free and if you teach someone for free, even though you earn the experience, you learn the knowledge. So, and that means a lot. So it's not always about the money. So following his words, I used to, teach students of class 5th or the, kids of the parents who used to work for my father's business. I used to teach them, and this kind of continued till my journey. I used to do the same during my graduation time. Later, I joined few NGOs also where I used to do the same work. So, this spirit has kind of stuck with me, and I would say with the same mindset, I have started this thing in the COVID time when everyone is facing issues, challenges, and they are facing the challenges related to digital, how to go digital. So I thought, why not to share my knowledge with everyone if I can do.
That is great. That is great to know that since childhood you had been into these activities and that shaped you into the person that you are now. It's really great to know. Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible now.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, Pooja is an engineer and then she worked for 3 years with Infosys and Edgeworth. And after that, she has done her MBA in sales and marketing from IMT Ghaziabad. So all this journey, Pooja, would you like to tell us that how MBA happened to you? Like after engineering and then working for some time and then you finally decided to your MBA. So how did MBA plan out for you?
Exactly. So it is more like, when I was in Infosys, so my work has been more towards, client side. I have been visited to multiple cities of India itself. I have worked in Pune, Gurgaon, Chandigarh, Bangalore, Mysore. I have traveled, and also I have gone to on-site to work for international clients also. So somehow I, enjoyed the journey of meeting with people. I always enjoyed exploring the business problem they had. So then back in 2017, I decided, okay, let's quit the job and, explore the other side of the business, how it does look like from that perspective. So at that time, I decided to pursue MBA. And meanwhile, I worked with 2 startups also to explore which business side I want to go. So working with 2 startups, I came to know, marketing is one thing where I would like to go ahead. And that's how I pursue, sales and marketing MBA from IMT Ghaziabad.
That is great. That is great. I'm sure anybody who is here and want to take up something like that or who's planning for MBA would be motivated to do so. I'm 100% sure. Okay, so could you tell us that when did you start Pink Collar Profession, and why this name, like Pink Collar Professions? Like why?
So, I felt like this is a very obvious name came to my mind. I don't know why, but pink collar professionals, I feel there are very less women entrepreneurs and very less business women in our Indian economy. And there is a need that the number should increase. And instead of talking about small issues or, running behind those rights and all, we should increase the number of business women in our economy. So that's why I particularly chose this name, Pink Collar Professional, which in itself can identify that we are talking about business women. We are not talking about anything else. We are just focusing business women. And professional signifies that, we are not only, it does not need to be a business owner or entrepreneur. We are professionals. We might be working in MNCs also. And that's where the personal branding part comes into the picture. That even though you are working in a MNC, you can be a pink collar professional also. So.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for the clarification. So why do you think that there are so less female entrepreneurs in this industry? Like there are, I'm not denying that there are not many female entrepreneurs, but why do we know so less about them?
I won't mean this is not because of opportunities are not available. I personally feel that many opportunities are available, but at this particular time, I feel that we women ourselves, restrict ourselves, that we don't participate in business meetings, we don't participate in the seminars, in the conferences, in the webinars. We don't network that much. And that's why I feel that this time of when the world is going through the digital transformation, everything is being online. So travel has been a barrier for women always. That if there is a conference in Mumbai next weekend, I would be reluctant to go. That okay, I have to go, I have to book ticket. And on the other hand, some people might go over there. So, but now with digital, all the conferences are online, all the summits are online. Women can participate in those summits and leverage this platform.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so next question I would like to ask that when exactly did you start Pink Collar Profession? Like when did it actually start? How it came into being and everything?
So to give you exact date, it was like 8th March 2020. So yeah, Women's Day. That is a day when I was actually thinking like again the same campaign. We are still talking about the same issues and all. So I not actually, convert my idea of actually helping business women into reality. And so I was also having time after completing my post-graduation. So I started working on it full-fledged. And then this lockdown happened and all the digital transformation took a push towards it. And that gave me a more push and, the spirit, the motivation I was missing, that also, added on because of this COVID scenario and lockdown. And then I started working full-time on this and giving more effort. And if you talk about how can women access, we do have website pinkcollarprofessionals.com. So they can go there on the page of register, they can register themselves, and also they can mail us on our email ID, and also from Facebook, LinkedIn, any medium, they can reach out and message us and can connect with us.
Okay, so in case anyone want to reach out to them, Pooja has told that you can reach out to them via LinkedIn, Facebook. They even have a site, Pink Collar Professional site, so you guys can go there and just register yourself and take her help. Okay, Pooja, yes. Moving to the next question. Like these days, like we hear these terms, personal branding, digital marketing, marketing, like it has, these words have become like buzzwords. Like every person is aware about it. Every person is talking about it. So can you tell us like how important it has become? Like these things have become important in these times.
Yeah, you're very right when you said these words have become buzzwords. But on the other hand, the knowledge about it and the uses of these words has not been explored that much. Even the big companies, MNCs, if you see, they have been trying for digital transformation from last 5 years. And if you ask them, if you ask the CTO of that company, they would say that COVID has pushed the real digital transformation for them. So maybe we were realizing this need, that there is a need of digital transformation, but we were reluctant to go on that path. But now, when everything is paused, we are moving towards it, and it is very much important. If you see, from last 3 months, we haven't stepped out from our home. So, and everyone is spending more time on their phone, on their laptop screen. And marketing is all about go there where your customer is. So your customers are online. Your customer is present on his or her phone. They are present on laptop. So you have to go digital. You have to do the digital marketing. You have to reach out through the social media platforms. If they are spending time on Instagram, you have to do the marketing on Instagram. There is no point of putting big billboards on the roads when the people are not there on roads itself. So yeah, it is very important. And for small businesses, it is an add-on advantage, because digital gives a huge platform them to, if I am working from Delhi itself, I can reach out to a person in Bangalore very easily. While without digital, it was not possible for them. So it is very much important now, and it is going in next 2 years. Maybe it is going to be the very common thing in marketing. We might be spending most of our budget in digital only.
Okay, that's really informative. So you are telling that COVID-19 actually pushed us, it pushed us into this digital zone. We were not ready. It was there, but we were not ready to accept it. But
we were reluctant about it. Yes.
Yeah. So because of COVID-19, now we are forced to enter into a digital arena. Yeah. I totally agree with you. Okay. So I wanna just a second. So you said that you have been working. You have worked with almost 34 female entrepreneurs till now. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So would you like to share any one success story that like you would really like to share it with our viewers?
So, I got to know about this digital woman of ours. She is from Bangalore. She reached out to us through Facebook platform, and she used to make handmade jewelry, small jewelry. Back in 2015, she used to do, and it was very good. She was running very well. But then she stopped because of the personal reasons. And now it was the time when she was wanted to start it again. So, but again, COVID was being a barrier for her. So we kind of helped her in setting up the digital platform and understanding how can she actually make the right content so that her customers actually like her products more. They actually check out their products. And now she is with us. She is still continuing working with us, and we are mentoring her that how can she pursue this and she can take it forward.
Okay, that's really great to know. So she's now she's still your client. She's a current client right now.
Yes. We do have. It's not like we always give one-time assistance for the businesses. We feel that they need more assistance. They need more help. We continue to work with them for 2 months, 3 months, according to their requirement, and we help them as soon as they take one step towards digital. They have created their profile. They have got into the content strategy, and we help them moving forward also.
Okay, that's really nice to know. So what are the difficulties that you faced? Did you face any difficulties in this journey as in entrepreneurship? Would you like to tell us something about that?
So the most difficult part was to start it off here only. I would say, you always feel, I was feeling from a long time that I have to start something like this, but we always step back thinking about we don't have time. Maybe how will be the response of the people? Will we be accepted or not? Those kind of fears yeah, so I would like to say that yes, I also felt those kind of fears only. But as I was having plenty of time, I thought, okay, let's give it a try. Why not to give it a try? What will happen? The worst scenario. What will be the worst scenario? I won't get the good recognition of the platform itself. There is no harm. So my idea of starting was, I have set a target to help only 5 women. I thought if I will be able to help 5, then I have done my job. But then when I started, I got a very good response from women around India. I got requests, as I told, from Bangalore, from Pune, from different cities. I got requests, and that's when I started to continue working on it. So yeah, most difficult part was to start it off only. The rest, everything can be figured out, I think so.
Okay, that's really great. I think that is something that we all should do, and that is something that is stopping us from achieving whatever our goals are. So that is really motivational. Thank you so much. Okay, so one of our viewers has a question.
Yeah.
Just 1 second. Okay, so one of our viewer, Dheeraj, has a question that do you have any plans for rural women empowerment, especially for those in the handicraft industry?
Yeah. So Dheeraj has asked a question which is already in plan, kind of thing. So we are actually thinking about how can we actually go to the rural section of India also, because now if you talk about government is also pushing the handmade products. They are also encouraging those products also. So yes, we do have a plan in mind, and by in very near future we will be focusing on that. We are also thinking to collaborate with different organizations which are already working in rural areas, so that we can reach faster to them and provide the digital education to those rural women, so that they can come on board and sell out their products in the cities itself.
Okay, great. That's really nice to know. Thank you for that answer. I hope Dheeraj got his whatever he's looking for, the answer to his question. Yeah. So there is one term that I hear very frequently these days, apart from digital marketing, of course, that is called personal branding. So would you like to tell me and our viewers that what is it and how you are helping people with that in their sectors?
So personal branding has been a term from long. Personal branding is simply about, branding yourself, talking about yourself, being able to recognize what you are. But we have been ignoring this term for a long time. And especially, I have talked to women and I came to know that women, we kind of, shy to showcase our own achievements. We don't talk about our own achievements, and we shy away for that. And but now it is a time that personal branding is very much important. If you go into, it's not about if you go to become an entrepreneur. Even if you are working for an MNC, you should be knowing personal branding. You should be talking about your achievements. You should be putting your ideas and thoughts forward. And with the new, as I mentioned earlier, with being online conferences, all the summits being online, all the ideation platforms being online, we can actually leverage this time. I actually see a huge opportunity over here that women sitting at home from their mobile only can attend a big conference also. They can be a part of a big summit also. So there they can put forward their thoughts, their ideas. And also LinkedIn is a great platform where also women can leverage that platform, make their profile, make their own profile, talk to the businessmen, talk to the leaders, understand, get the mentors on board. So these are the things which women, small business owner or women in general should do to make their profile. And we help them with this only. If a businesswoman comes on board, we not only help her with her business, but we also try to help her with her personal branding, so that we ask her to make her own LinkedIn profile, be present, connect with more people. So in future, if we are not, if they are not working with us anymore, but even though they should be able to reach out to right mentor, they should be know where to reach out for the digital marketing agency in future if they need. So they should be knowing the resources. They should have a great network with them.
Okay, that's a really nice initiative that you have taken up, and also telling people about the importance of networking, which you guys are doing. Yes. I think it's really great. Okay, so so what is the future of pink collar profession now? Like, how are you guys? Like, I'm sure you must have made a roadmap or something for it. So, like, what is the future for pink collar professions now?
So, if you talk about long-term future, I would say personally, I feel like pink collar professional is not about being a company or organization. It's more about, for me, being a mindset. When everyone knows that, okay, when we actually reach the in the women participation in entrepreneurship, in business, or in MNCs, in CEO position becomes the ideal number, then I think so that will be a real success for pink collar professionals. They'll be able to achieve something that, okay, we have actually encouraged women or helped women to reach a great number and actually be the transformation. We have been able to bring some transformation actually.
That's really nice, Pooja. Okay, so we have reached almost the end of our session. So would anyone like to ask a question to Pooja regarding anything? She would be happy to answer, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, sure. Any questions?
Okay, I would like to ask one question from my side. Like, what advice would you like to give, like, female entrepreneurs? Like, especially since lockdown happened, right? I believe, like, before lockdown and after lockdown, a lot of things have changed. So, as you said, right, digital marketing was always there, but we were never pushed to actually pursue it because lockdown hadn't happened and we were not forced to live inside our houses. So, like, what is your advice to, like, the female entrepreneurs, or I believe any entrepreneurs, like for their businesses, like since a lot of businesses have gone online?
Yeah. I would say in simple words, I have found out. I would say let's plan the next step. Let's not think about what is going on currently, what is wrong with the business. Let's just think about the next step. How can we go digital? If everyone is going digital and that is the need of the hour, then let's not step back. Let's not these situations be a hurdle for us, and take a lead and let's transform and let's go digital. Let's transform, and so that we can emerge better in the new future. We can emerge better. And especially for women entrepreneurs, I would suggest, like, this is a great time. This is an opportunity. Also, with the government pushing the being vocal about local, we should take the opportunity. We should take this opportunity and we should promote our local businesses as much as we can. And, this is the best time for us, that we should actually, we have the mobile phone. With this mobile phone only, we can reach to online to our customers. And we have the support from the government or from the that to promote local things. So you have got everything. It's just a little push you need. And let's not wait for anything else and go forward.
Okay. Thank you so much for that insight. So all we require is a little push.
Yes.
Okay. We got one more question from our viewers. Let me just. So one of our viewers is asking that, do you have any plan to move to? One second, I can't read it. Do you have any plan to move on to neuro marketing for businesses in future?
Neuro marketing is yes, we do have plan for that, but not as of now, because we are considering that first we should focus on digital and social part, so that our small business women are not that much aware about these platforms itself. They are not very much into these space. So in the near future, we want them to be able to talk about, able to take their businesses online, and then maybe in near future, maybe after some time we can.
Okay, great. I'm sure like that answer was
I think so. I've answered.
I guess he's okay with the reply that you gave. And okay, so I'm not getting any more questions from anyone. So I believe we have reached the end of our interview, Pooja. It was really nice to have you on board, and you giving us all the tips on digital marketing, personal branding, social media marketing. It was really nice. It was really insightful. Thank you so much for having.
Yeah, it was great talking to you also. It was great.
Nice.
Thank you for
Okay, Pooja. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Stay safe. Stay home. Stay safe.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.